Okay, we're live in YouTube. Good afternoon again, traders. Sorry for that disruption. We're back on YouTube Live. So this week webinar will be two parts. Don't forget to watch both of them. I'll go very fast. I don't know what happened just now. So if they're going to drop the internet again, we hope we can get out. So we're in the Aussie yen. Aussie yen already broke out. That means we can get a deeper upside on the Aussie yen. If you get, it's going to correct this week, right? You can see that this is likely going to correct itself and then upside. So go back to the 1 hour. You're looking for 1 hour, 4 hour corrections, which means you're looking for something bigger than like this, right? This was, well, we had that big correction there last week. You're looking for a big correction here again. So probably get something up here. You might get a drop, might be a short-term sell. You might get something up, look for a correction here. And then we look for continuation to the upside. New Zealand yen. Same here, this is already breaking out. And I think I showed you this pattern also with the possibility of the upside. And it might be starting from now. We don't know that for sure, but that possibility is they could be starting here, right? So you want to see that correction there. Go back to the 1 hour. If you get that correction, it's not going to be a 1 hour correction. It might be more of a bigger correction, 4 hour. So if you're buying from here, good for you. There was a buy setup here, buy setup here, buy setup there. There was a lot of buy setup here. Wait for this to make corrections, drop, probably make a bigger one. Look for a flat correction there. You can actually trade this correction down and then up if you get flags within it, and then you look for the big move to the upside. I don't see them dropping back into here. Possible, but I don't see that potential. It looks mostly like they're going to go. If they start coming down and you get a flag, sell it, right? Let's see if they make. I don't think this is making a bigger correction here. CAD. That could be making a bigger correction because CAD eventually broke the top. So CAD, we're not expecting this to go much more to the upside. As a matter of fact, I'm expecting CAD to come back down. So we're looking for Pong Yen down. We're looking at CAD down. The rest of them, they're at the top there. They could either come back as a correction, a bigger correction, deeper correction to continue to move, or they make one more low, which I don't see in those structures. But this one, I can see this doing that, making a flat here. All right, so we've got one down, we've got this up, and we're looking for one down. So Cadian, remember it was here, we're saying buy that to go break the top. I don't know how many of you took the trade or how many of you were in here when that happened, but you remember that. So I'm going to take this out. That's where you're supposed to buy. You broke the top, you can exit that trade now. Because now we're looking, because we broke the top, we're expecting this to go down. Now it doesn't have to go down exactly from this point. I think this is the part where traders get confusion. You're at a point where that pattern has completed the minimum it needs to be a pattern. Now, this could be extended a little more. This could go a little more. So if you get a correction here, take a small trade, take profit. You get another correction, take a small trade, take profit. You get a correction, take a small trade, take profit. And then you're going to get a drop. You're going to get a flag. And then you start looking for the downside. Because the downside is coming. Like you were looking for this upside, like you were looking for the upside from here. Because it was coming. So what you're going to do in the 1 hour is wait to see what you get. You get a flag, you buy. If this breaks as a flag here, you buy. If they drop, make a pullback, give you a flat, give you a correction here, you sell. Right? So now if you took this, if you were in that buy, you want to move your stops a little tight now. Because they can make one more. As a matter of fact, I would take the profit of the trade and look to buy short-term trades up if it happened, but look for the reversal, which is likely going to happen. Swiss yen. So where were we with this? This one still hasn't broken the top, so this likely could go up some more. We could see Swiss yen go up some more because this one has not broken the top. From here, we were expecting it to go break the top. Well, they haven't broken the top. So like all the others broke the top and this one is not. So still expect some more up here. At least one more, we think, move up before they start the downside. So I would expect this to make a consolidation here. See, they made a 1, 2, 3 there, maybe a 1, 2, 3 here, and then make one more impulse up. Break this top and then we look for it. So you can look for a short-term sell, look or wait for this to happen and then look for the buy. Take the buy, take profit, and wait for a sell. Right? So this is a short-term trade to the upside, and then we were expecting the downside to start. Aussie Swiss, you've got a three-wave structure there, take this off, but that three-wave structure looks more like a reversal rather than downside. Right? This looks more like it's trying to go up rather than down. So put it in the 1 hour, let's see. Just pull this line now and wait for a break. Wait for this to, it's making a flag there actually. So if that flag breaks, that might be a buy setup. All right, wait for this to consolidate here. They're consolidating. And if you get a consolidation here and a break, you can buy because this looks more upside than downside. Aussie, New Zealand, this one we were expecting one more up, but it's not happening. All right, they're still not going. We still expect that move to happen, but it's not happening. So it's either we're going to get a bigger correction here. Take this off. When you get this, you stop trading it. But basically, right? We made one attempt, we made two attempts, we made three attempts. Those are break-even trades. If you take them, it didn't go. So now you wait to see what this piece is doing. Right now, they can stop right here and go back up. If they break this, start buying. Or if you get a buy earlier than that, a buy setup earlier than that, you buy. Sorry, let me just go with this. If you get a buy setup somewhere in here to the upside, you buy. As it stands right now, there's a good chance we can get one more downside. There's a good chance you can make one more down here and then still go back up. So if you get the sell setup, which is if they consolidate here and drop, you get a single trade, you take profit. It means it drops one move, it starts to correct, you get out of the trade. And it starts to reverse, you get out of the trade. Even if the get out has to be break even for you, take the break even and get out because then the one more upside is coming. Aussie CAD. Aussie CAD is going up, but it's not going up as aggressive as we'd like it to go. This is a short move. Let's see. It still looks a little more up, right? But I would not go for the buy. It's not very aggressive unless you're going to get a very sharp move. So if there's a news event that could drive this very fast, then you might get that move. Otherwise, to that, watch to see if they're going to break. Because if they break here and they make a flag, they'll make a flag here, right? That would be your sell setup. Because I don't like this piece. It's not going very aggressive. But sometimes they start very slow and then they take off. New Zealand CAD. Okay, we went more up here. I think you want to be careful here if you're going to go with buys, right? There's a good chance we're going down and this becomes a running flat. See that 1, 1, 2, 3, another sharp one, and this could be downside. So I'd be careful here to do any buys or sell. You have to have a very convincing pattern for one side or the other before you take any trade there. New Zealand Swiss. Well, it looks like you're getting a buy here. You had a buy in here. You see that pattern there? They came very much to the low. They break. They're going. You might get another buy here. CAD Swiss. Stay out of this. Copper. Copper actually break to the upside. So I think you wait because I'm not sure if this becomes a bigger correction or whether we're reversing because this pattern is not a reversal sign. The entire pattern as it stands is not a reversal sign. So just wait to see what they do here. Then do they make a correction downwards or do they start to drop? And then you will make that decision. Better just stay out of it. Natural gas. We're expecting to go tag the low, right? So they dropped here, came, went back up. I thought they'd go tag the low, but they didn't tag the low. So now we're really looking at two things, a bigger B wave structure in here. Let me take all of this out. This whole piece here becomes a bigger B wave. 1, 2, 3, and come back here. Then we go. Or this is a contracting flat. 1, 2, 3, and we're going. Right? Remember, we don't make the forecast for contracting flats. Because if you do that every time, you will get in the trade way too early than you should get in any trade. So if you got in this buy, take it out. If they consolidate here long enough, give you a buy. We'll go with the contracting flat. If they drop, make a flag, sell. Come back for this low and take profit. So it's one of the two. It's either a contracting flat or we are going to make a running flat with a bigger B wave in it. You wouldn't know which one it is right now. That's exactly at this stage, both of those structure will look exactly the same. If you're making a one of that, let me just give you an example. So you have an impulse down, you made 2, you should go for 3. If this 2 gets complex and it makes 1, 2, 3, you can still come here. But if this move was coming from here and this is a contracting flat, this is going to go up. And you will not know that because this could still be a B wave. Let me just separate them. This could still be 1, 2, 3, and then you go up. But if this piece here becomes contracting, this would be the one that goes up. So you can never tell you're making a contracting flat. You just look for buy setups and buy setups and buy. When you break the top, that confirms the contracting flat. So you will buy. You get a setup for buy, you buy it. You get a setup for sell, you sell it. Right? Because you're in the middle of the consolidation. US oil, pretty much same here. And there's a good chance that this here, right? Same thing. You see, this one did not drop beyond this low. So right now, we're either making a bigger B wave or we have a contracting flat and we're going up. You would have to wait for both options. Wait for some kind of a confirmation of one way or the other. Bigger structure, I think we're going to come back down. So I think whatever they do here very likely might come back here before they go and then come back here. So you'll just be in some kind of a bigger sideways move here. Right? I don't think this is going anywhere up or down very much. It's going to stay within this move here. We'll likely break this low. Unlikely we're going to break the top. If it becomes a running flat, well, yes, you break the top, but you're not going to break the low. So what you look for here now, wait for a pattern to trade. On the 60 minute, you go on the 60 minute and you wait for a flag to sell or a flag to buy. And you don't have either right now. You don't have a flag to buy, you don't have a flag to sell. Right. UK oil, same thing. This one has a higher potential for upside. I don't think we're going to get this down move. I'll take that off. Let me just show you where that came from so you know what we were looking at. So we're looking at the possibility of this coming back here, right? Because like you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, actually, they're consolidating at the top there. So we'll take this off. And the upside could be from here now. So I think we were going to expect this piece here to come back down somewhere like this. And then we could start to look for that upside, right? There's a good chance, very slow, they might break this top slightly and then come back and then go. Because I'm looking at a 1, 2, 3 wave and then upside. Right? So go back to it. Let's look at it now on a 1 hour. There's a high probability of this thing. Come on, sorry. There's a high probability of this whole thing here coming back somewhere here, making a flat like that, and then start to look for the upside. So you might get some downside here, and you might want to take the downside. Take that trade. Take it off when you come to the low here. S&P 500, a higher high. They made a higher high as we expected. He said, when you see this, watch them to come and break the top again. Well, they broke the top. They actually made a very sharp move. I thought they'll go very slow like this one went, right? They'll probably go very slow like this, but they went very sharp. So 2 things you look for. Either you get a consolidation here and you get one more up, consolidation, and one more up, or they actually start the downside. If they're going to start the downside, you want to see a flag here. You want to see a flag or a sideways move or something like that right here. You want to see this here. And that becomes your sell setup. If it is going to drop, well, you have to have an entry order somewhere. You can either put the entry order here, wherever your choice is. That is if they're going to drop very fast, the entry order will get you the trade. Next. Up, this has more upside. We're talking about this going up. So this one, we were expecting this to actually go break the top. All right. We're at this point. Question, can they go make another low here? It's possible, but I don't think so. So I'll be looking for a sideways and up move. Because we already broke this low. So that completes that pattern. And because that pattern is complete, I'm not expecting them to go make another one, right? So watch for the sideways here and then look for upside. You can put this like that. Now watch for some correction there. Put a 1 hour. Wait for 1 hour corrections. Wait for corrections here and then look for upside. Not that one, not that one. This is pretty much the same thing. We're not looking at that. Let's look at Bitcoin for you guys. So let's look at Bitcoin. What we have, Bitcoin already, they're making a higher high here. So the problem we have is this structure, where the way we see this structure is that they should tag the low before they go. Break this low before they go. So they went up, they make an attempt, they didn't break the low and they went up. I still think this might be a bigger correction. I still think tagging this low is important before they go. Now, in rare case that could happen, I don't see this pattern in that structure as yet. There is nothing in this structure that tells us that that is a likely pattern. So I'm still expecting this to at least tag the low once more before they go. So if you're in a buy, you just have to protect. If you're in a buy, and a lot of people are in buys, and you may have seen buy structures here, it was easy to see. Once you got this flag here, you bought. If you bought there, if you bought here, if you bought anywhere in here, you want to take this off and look for downside some more, wait for a bigger correction, buy again. If you do that, buy here. But if they drop to this level, your buy comes from the bottom here going up. So you would watch here for two things. You'd watch for one more move down, which is very likely. Make this flat, and then you buy above. If it breaks down lower, well, you look to buy from the bottom, right? So watch for that. Nifty. So, oh yeah, we skipped Nifty, right? Somebody just remind me. Well, be careful of Nifty now. That was a drop there, but be careful because of this move here. You could make one more up. That might be a running flat in the making there. So just be careful of that. So if this is gonna be the big fall, let's say that's the end of the structure and this is the big fall, wait for corrections. Right now, if they're gonna do two things right now that we've made this one and we've dropped like that, they will either make this, they'll make a flag here and you buy, put the break even and then take profit. The second one is they just come back right to the bottom here, go back up there, come back, go back, make a flag here and then drop. Not a very big flag, but make a big enough flag, something like this. Right, something big enough that you can see the trade for an upside. You find one that might be interesting, something like this, something like this. Okay, so if you get something like that here right now, right, up and down, then you go for the sell. If you get a 1 hour flag here, right where it is for upside, buy the breakout. Bitcoin we did already. Ethereum, we don't do this so often. Check this one here. We don't do this often, but this one could go. This one actually had a buy set up there. This one doesn't have to come back. It might just consolidate. They don't have to go back test the low, right? So you get any consolidation because this was the low already. So you get any consolidation here, buy. Any consolidation, buy. And well, Ripple, you know what to do. Wait for consolidation. You might get a buy setup again. This is going to be tough to buy now. You see where it's consolidating here. And if they keep doing this, they'll do this. If they do this, come up to the top here, they'll drop back here and then go. So the buying here becomes very difficult. But if you're already in the trade and you put the positive, you don't have to worry. I think that's about it. We covered everything we normally cover. Sorry that we have a two-part video this time. I hope next week we don't have an internet interruption again. So let me thank all of you for coming. Not a lot of people are left in right now. I hope the YouTube community stays on. How many people in YouTube right now? I hope they didn't go away. Right? So you can still watch it. Whatever you missed, the traders who missed anything, they'll watch it on YouTube. So everybody have a very, very good week ahead of you. Right? And I will see all of you next week. You can help share the video, and once it's processed, you can help share the video for those who are interested in what we do. All right? So thank you, everybody. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.